What the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
Alrighty. So again, D23 dropped a lot of trailers on us. We got one for Andor. We previously on the channel talked about the teaser trailer for Andor, but we got the full trailer now. Let's go ahead and watch that. Talk about it a little bit.
Cassian Andor. Don't matter what you tell me or tell yourself. You'll ultimately die fighting these bastards.
All right. So we got some new footage, I guess, in this trailer. A little bit more of an idea of what we're dealing with here. Not that it was a big mystery. We know this stars
right.
The character Cassian Andor. Diego Luna is playing him, and he was. This seems like it's a story about him. He's sort of like a kind of a piece of shit. Looks like a little bit of a street rat.
Mm.
The plot here is in an era filled with danger, deception, and intrigue, Cassian will embark on the path that is destined to turn him into a rebel hero.
Zero to hero.
Zero to hero, yeah. Yeah, he's a little bit of a thief, a thug, a hooligan, up to no good, and this is his, as the synopsis says, this is his path.
Somebody that's gotten sick of society and has decided to prey upon it and is given an opportunity to do something greater with his.
Well, I gotta say, you know, one of the things that I've really liked about some of these shows, or all of these shows really, is that it's really showing us the fallout of the rise of the Empire. Because that's not something you ever really deal with in the Star Wars movies, especially in the original trilogy. Like you just get the gist that, like, oh yeah, they're an evil empire, basically like Nazis essentially. But you never really get like personalized detail. But in a lot of this stuff, we're starting to see like why the Rebel Alliance sort of comes into being, why people are sort of sick of it, especially in the Outer Rim. Those people, whew, man, they are treated poorly. I just recently watched the Obi-Wan show, as Dusty and I talked about a little bit personally between us. Overall, I hated it, but one of the cool things about it was seeing these places forgotten and going to waste because of the rise of the Empire. And in that show, we actually spend some time on Alderaan, which up until this point, all we know of is we just watched it fucking blow up. Spoilers, Marvin. So it's cool. In the same vein, I think this show has the potential to do that, and also has the potential to do what we talked about Samaritan didn't do, which was, you know, have a narrative about like class struggle and stuff like that. I don't think clearly Cassian Andor is not a bad guy. He says in the trailer, like, we've all had to do some bad things,
right?
Maybe that we didn't want to do. So, you know, there's a good opportunity to show like the desperate lengths that citizens of this galaxy had to do because of what the Empire is going through, or putting them through, rather.
Yeah.
But this looks really good.
I don't know much about Star Wars, but Forrest Whitaker and Skarsgård in the same thing.
Yep.
I'm down to watch that.
This is probably one of the first Star Wars thing in a really long time that I'm excited for, probably since Rogue One. Because we get all this Star Wars stuff, and I'm just kind of like so tired of Star Wars.
Wow, what?
And it's not...
Dan hates the founding lore and anything that ties to the founding lore. He wants them to break out into new shit.
Don't misrepresent me. I'm sick of them basically taking legacy characters and adding stuff that doesn't like service it in any way, which is what I felt about Obi-Wan. It's like they showed us a story that we never needed to see because it didn't really add or do anything to it. Whereas, and I've said several times, Rogue One while yes, it's heavily reliant on a legacy, like the legacy plot, it's like the entire plot of the original Star Wars, but seeing these new characters and the stuff that they sacrifice and how they contributed was fucking great. And those are the moments that I love from all this new shit. As I said, seeing how these places are all fleshed out and how they're struggling because of the Empire and its actions. I think all that stuff is great. The Mandalorian trailer for the new season dropped, and we see a little bit of that too, how we're going to go to their home planet and how that place has been torn apart and thrust into a civil war because of the Empire sort of like raping it for its resources. So I think all that's really cool. But like, I don't need to fucking see a show about Obi-Wan Kenobi while he was like living in the desert. And then you just give me a fucking like backstory that makes no fucking sense.
I agree with that sentiment. I think Obi-Wan was unnecessary for what it told us.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah.
Maybe one day we'll sit down and talk about that in more detail. But as for this, Marvin, I know, again, you don't know much about Star Wars and you refuse to watch it, but you will.
I don't refuse.
This is...
Wait, you watched The Mandalorian in none of the shows?
Nope.
No.
Zero Star Wars.
Zero.
How embarrassing it looks.
Respect it.
I'm being judged.
This is a show that you could actually watch, I think, on its own. I don't even think you need to watch fucking Rogue One, honestly. Because this story...
I kind of want to.
Well, I know I want you to watch it as well. It's a great movie. It's a great... Yeah. I think it's a good introduction into the Star Wars like mythology. If like
maybe that'll be what like pulls me in and like, okay, now I can finally watch the original Star Wars.
I'll be honest, as a fan of Star Wars, I'm going to be upfront. The original movies don't really hold up that well.
Thank you for being honest.
The special effects are bad. The dialogue is cheesy at times. I still love it. It's still great. But the overall story, the Skywalker saga, as I said in our podcast this week, it's the greatest story ever told, hands down. And
I believe it.
I do think Rogue One is a good introduction. I don't think you have to be like a purist and be like, no, you have to sit down with the original trilogy first. Because Rogue One presents to you a story of like, hey, where like the Empire has risen to power. They're pieces of shit. There's this rebel fucking cause, and they need a ragtag group of people to acquire this key element in taking them down. And that's what Rogue One is about. And I think seeing that story play out, you'll get an interest in where it's going to go. Like, oh, shit. Like, what actually happened now with these plans?
Yeah, I think so.
So I do think...
I need a little something to get me right.
Yeah.
Get me right in there.
You need a little appetizer is what you need.
Yeah, I can't just go straight into the fucking meat and bones and potatoes or whatever the fuck the phrase is.
But that being said, as I started out saying, I do think this is a show that could work on its own as well. I don't think you need to know the outcome of Rogue One to get an appreciation for this show.
Right.
But I'm glad that it looks like, same vein, very like rugged, like, a war show. And Rogue One is very much a war movie. So looking forward to this as well.
Very raw feeling. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Yeah. So this comes out September 21st, which is very
soon.
Yeah, it's in what?
They ain't give us no time, dude. Jesus Christ.
Not necessarily my most anticipated from the Star Wars, but definitely looking forward to it.
Well, everything that I've seen of Star Wars lately has disappointed me, with the exception of Mandalorian. And I don't think The Mandalorian is like a phenomenal show, to say the least. It's fun. But it's nothing like... It doesn't blow me away. I still haven't watched Book of Boba Fett, which I plan to watch because... Are you nodding at the fact that it's bad or the fact that I haven't watched it yet?
There's some good stuff in there, like lore-wise, that I
need to see.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, that's the stuff I need to catch up on is the lore stuff because I recently discovered that they're doing stuff. But yeah. So no, I'm gonna try to watch Book of Boba Fett before this comes out. Marvin, why don't you do me a favor, as your friend and lover, watch Rogue One before the show comes out.
I will.
Okay, all right. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. But let us know what you think in the comments. Movie. It is a great movie.
It's worth a watch. You'll
For
enjoy
sure.
it.
I think so.
Let us know in the comments, folks. Are you excited for Andor? What'd you think of the trailer? Are you like me? Are you sick of fucking Star Wars shit? Or not? I don't know.
Or you like Marvin? Have you never seen it at all?
Nah, nobody's never seen it. Only Marvin. Marvin's the only person alive.
The last one left.
Yeah.
The last holdout.
Yep, the last one. But yeah, folks, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Check out our YouTube. Check out our website, harshlanguage.tv, for more. And we'll catch you in the next video.
See ya.
Austin.